tankers, and welcome back to your favorite World of Tanks Blitz YouTuber. In this video I will be talking about the T28 prototype, the Tier 8 American tank destroyer from Tech Tree. So I'm right now grinding this line here, the T11E4. I have a lot of work to do to unlock all the American tanks. I unlocked all the German tanks. I unlocked maybe not all the Russians, still missing some tanks in the Russian line. Also the British line is missing, but I finished the European, the French, and I think nearly, we still have lots of work to do, so a lot of reviews will be coming soon about Tech Tree tanks, and of course always about new premium vehicles. I nearly talked about all the premium and collector tanks in this game, and now let's focus more on Tech Tree vehicles. So the T28 prototype, so it's really a solid tier 8 tank destroyer, so belongs definitely to one of the best Tech Tree tank destroyers, because this tank got a turret, we can rotate the turret, and this tank got at the same time some armor, good mobility, fast reload time, and a high DPM. So all what we need for a TD to perform good battles. There is of course some annoying TDs without turrets, so they have to be, must be played completely another playstyle than those tank destroyers with a turret. And with the armor, we can play with those TDs like a heavy tank because we have a turret and an armor on it. So we have here 8.6 seconds of reload time. We got refined gun, and we can go for that 0.338 of gun dispersion. Not the best for a TD. There is the Scorpion, the SU, the TS60, and the E25 and other TDs with better dispersion. But for that we have, as I told you, a good fast reload time, a good TPM, and a turret we can rotate, and a good frontal armor. So there is, let's say, strength and weaknesses on this tank, and we just have to know our tank and do the best of it. There is no bad tanks, but there is bad drivers, like Michael Wittmann said, a German tank commander. Go definitely for the enhanced armor to maximize our armor. We're going to see it later why, inspecting the armor of this tank with the armor inspector. Of course, it's a tank destroyer, so go for camouflage net to have a better concealment. Go for the engine accelerator for a better mobility, and the high-end consumables so you can use your adrenaline longer. You can go then for 19 or 20 seconds of adrenaline. So I'm using here adrenaline, of course, 2 repair kits, safety first. I would not advise you to go for the engine power boost. Provisions, we have no special ones, so that's why I'm going for improved fuel, to have also more mobility, more speed, case of cooler, and the standard fuel for more mobility. So far so good actually. Let's have a look very fast at the stats. We can deal an average 400 damage per shot if this tank is fully equipped with a tier 10 gun. We have 1.4 K of hit points, which is really also pretty high for a tier 8 tank destroyer. So it's like very close to hit points of a tier 8 heavy tank. Not very close, but definitely more than the rest of the tier 8 tank destroyers in point of hit points. Good penetration, armor, we're going to see it later, and the mobility is just okay, not bad for a tier 8 tank destroyers, but we still have faster tanks in this game. But for example, they don't have a turret, so we just have to know our vehicle. What I wanted to check out also very fast is the penetration of this tank. So why I'm going for the gun rammer, and you should go also for the gun rammer, because we have here, as we can see there, an insane penetration. If we will use our premium shells, we will have more than 280 of penetration exactly. It's let's have a look how much exactly. 297 of penetration using gun rammer, so without calibrated shells, and that's already enough, and that will do the job to penetrate actually all the tanks, tier 9 or tier 8 heavies, no problem. That's why go definitely for the gun rammer. T69, for example, a tier 8 heavy tank, is going to see against us playing with this tank, the T28 prototype, using normal shells. This is with enhanced armor, and this is without. So we can see there is a small difference, so it's better to go for enhanced armor, as I told you. A pretty strong turret and upper plate, which allows us to play aggressive against tier 7 and tier 8s. We can push with the heavies because we have really a strong frontal armor. And to make it difficult to the enemy to penetrate your weak spots of the turret, you can start wiggling like this. Left, right a bit, not a lot, just a bit, to, let's say, confuse the enemy while he's trying to aim on your weak spots of your frontal turret. Of course, that doesn't mean that you are invincible, because if the enemy switch to heat shells, it's gonna be all green, and then you have to angle your tank a bit in while trying to block some damage. For example, angle your tank and wiggle your turret like this. Or face hug the enemy, go very close to him so that the enemy will not see this part here and see only your turret, and wiggle your turret, okay? This is how you should deal if you are going frontline, so how try to block some damage. But if you are playing against, as I told you, tier 7 and tier 8s, you can just go hull down and then you are safe. Not completely safe, but go hull down, wiggle your turret like this a bit, and you will manage to block somehow some shots. We will see later on the battlefield that it's indeed possible. Of course, against tier 9 heavies, it's much more easier for them to penetrate us. So this is here on flat ground. The turret is, yeah, there is a lot of weak spots, but always just wiggle like this a bit and hope that the enemy will miss his shot. If they use, again, calibrated shells, premium shells, there is a high probability that you're going to be penned. So don't play very aggressive against higher tier tanks. Against tier 7 and tier 8s, that means against lower tier tanks and same tier tanks, we can play more aggressive. We can go with the heavies, even frontline, and use your high TPM and fast forward time to do a lot of damage. For example, here in this case against the T28, here we go, so completely red. Even with PM shells, if you are angling your vehicle, we can even side scrape, we can block some damage while angling our vehicle, and you are really very, very strong against, yeah, medium tanks. And of course, always avoid to go 1v1 against TDs, because they also have a good penetration, and they will be able to pen us. So, and all in all, so what you're going to do here, try to show your frontal armor against lower tier tanks, okay? And wiggle your turret a bit. And what we can do against high tier tanks like tier 8 and tier 9 heavies and TDs, try to angle your vehicle and hope that your enemy will miss his shot. A bit angling, not a lot. So we don't have the best armor for a TD in this game. We still have much more better tanks with better armor, but we still have kind of armor. It's not completely a paper armor. We still can block some damage with this vehicle. That's what I wanted to say. And now let's just jump to the battlefield and see how can we drive this vehicle, how to play with it, and what can we perform with this tank on the battlefield. Let's go. About the gameplay with this vehicle, how to drive this tank, as I told you, we can really go with the heavies with this vehicle. I wouldn't say go frontline, but go support the heavies. You are not going to play with this vehicle like the turretless TDs. You don't need to fall completely back, stay backline. We can push with this tank thanks to our frontal armor. Now I'm angling my vehicle, as you can see, and support your heavies. You can risk a lot with this tank. Look at this. The Action X didn't manage to pen me. Shooting the Type 57, so we have to take our time and aim a lot because we have a bad gun dispersion and a long aiming time. So always take your time before shooting, because you don't want to miss your shot. I mean, if you miss your shot, you are missing 400 of hit points, and you will need it to help your team. Always focus, take your time to aim, and then shoot. But as we can see here, it's a tank, a TD, but made to go frontline. Thanks Action X for blocking me. I was very close to finish that 252U, but yeah, he did it. Whatever. Capturing the base, always good, especially if you are playing rating battles, to get your experience points and to get more rating points. And then let's keep going. So in point of mobility, as I told you, we are not the fastest. That's why always keep moving with this tank. You have to know where you are going. You have to know where to positionize your tank, because if you drive somewhere, you cannot fall back again. So always know where are you driving, because you cannot be all around with this vehicle. We don't have a high speed or a high mobility like other TDs. You can't play a lot aggressive, so plan your moves. So here we go, aiming, then boom. Even we have actually a bad gun dispersion, but if you take your time to aim, actually most of the most of the shots will hit the target. So let's keep going, let's keep pushing slowly. Let's go for more damage. The T-54, but nope, he's hiding now. Can I get that CS-53? Nope, my teammate is faster maybe. Yep. Here we go again, shot blocked. So the last victim is the T-77. So let's push on him. I will be trying to face hug him here, and with face hugging the enemy, it's gonna be also hard for them to aim on our weak spot. Moving left, right, as you can see, left, right, left, right, left, right. He just gave up, and because he wasn't able to pen me. So this is how we should play with a tank. It's not a tank destroyer which is made to stay completely backline, just camp and hope that somebody will spot your enemy, somebody from your teammate will spot your enemy. But this tank is really made to push with the heavies, stay between them, stay with your team, and support your heavies as good as you can. And in this battle we saw it, how I did it, going for 2.2k of damage and nearly 1k of damage blocked. Yeah, so let's go to the next battle, and let's see what can we do more with this tank against higher tier tank this time. Monty against, yeah, we got here 2 tier 9 tanks, and the rest are heavily enhanced armored tier 8 heavies and 1 medium. So yeah, here we go. The first shot bounced because I'm in a good hold on position here against the T50. Now he bounced me, he penned me, I mean. But as I told you, we are not invincible. Let's say we have, if you are showing your frontal armor going a hold on position, 50-50 chance to get penned or to that the shot go through. Lower plate of the Action X penned, no problem. Let's keep aiming on the lower plate. Here we go. Thanks Action X for being such an unskilled player. And he's already destroyed. Let's have a look what's going on around me. Which one is going to be the next victim? This Skoda T50, of course. Roll back again. He missed his shot, so it's very important that move to always to have a reflex to immediately fall back after firing. That will make it very hard to the enemies to aim on you, and there is a high probability that they will miss their shot if you do that move. Move backward, then immediately forward, move forward, then immediately backwards after firing. It's just a trick. It should be a reflex always, and with that, yeah, you will force your enemy to miss his shot. So I'm trying to stay here in my hold on position and sneak some shots without being the main target, without getting pushed, of course. I don't want to be pushed by a light or a medium tank because they will surround me and it's gonna be easy for them to penetrate me. So always try to keep a bit of distance if you are in a hold on position, and use your gun depression, which is also not bad at all in this tank. I think 8 or 9 degrees of gun depression will also do the job. Here we go, the projectile is destroyed, and now the last one. I mean, let's just push on him. I have nothing to fear. I have my teammates with me, and I still have enough of hit points. In this battle, yeah, I was going for 3.3k of damage, nearly blocking 300 of damage, and damage by assistance 738. Going for the first class mastery badge. For sure the best player of my team. Yeah, of course. Yeah, so that's it, guys. How to play with this tank with the T28 prototype, the tier 8 tech tree American tank destroyer. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. I hope I could help you with this review, with this guide, to improve your skills playing with this tank, the T28 prototype. And see you soon in the next review, guys. Bye bye.